Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 273. This is Lucifer 2x10, recap and review. Quid pro ho. To recap, Perry Smith, the man who killed Chloe's father, is officially on trial. Lucifer discovers this when he shows up to apologize for standing her up. However, he quickly realizes the self-centeredness of his actions and joins Team Decker in court. He also quickly realizes that his mother is in charge of Perry's defense. This is part of her new plan to destroy Chloe in Lucifer's eyes, since Amenadiel has convinced her that just blowing her up would be counterproductive. It even seems that Mom will have a quick day in court after the head of the prosecution's key witness arrives in a box on Dan's desk. Lucifer testifies on behalf of said witness to link Perry to the killing, but Mom turns everything around on him, making it seem plausible that Chloe herself is implicated in one of Perry's crimes. Vowing to avenge his misstep, Lucifer sets out with Dan and Maze to find the witness's killer. They track everyone down, but only find more dead bodies, which are no good on the witness stand. Chloe is forced to take the witness stand, and Mom tries to make her betray Lucifer's trust by calling him a liar. She refuses, offering tearful recognition of how much she depends on him instead. This doesn't actually help the case at all, so the warden walks home a free man. But not for long, because Dan and Maze use the Russians to have him kidnapped and presumably executed. Lucifer finally makes good on his promise to feed Chloe. He's like a fish. But Amenadiel meets Chloe's mom and remembers that time he blessed a couple and they spawned a miracle child. Amenadiel recounts the encounter to his mother, who promises that Chloe is their ticket home. So all of that, like, the episode was mostly good to me.
Yeah, it had a lot of Maze being a badass in it, which is just entertaining. I mean, tell your mother no one is hurting Chloe on my watch, and just walks away. Oh, by the way, I didn't even hear what they said for like the first minute of Amenadiel's and Linda's little therapeutic session. He's just sitting there with his steering wheel. I didn't even hear what they said for like 30 seconds. I was just laughing at the look on his face, looking at his steering wheel in the office.
Yeah, well, when the car exploded and the big tire rolled past with the flames, I was like, this show is now a cartoon.
I like that direction. Let's do that.
And then they come back and he's just sitting there like he's in shock, holding that stupid burnt wheel. And I'm like, why is he even holding that burnt wheel?
I suppose he liked his car?
It was bad.
Oh, it was terrible. I laughed so hard.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Maze was great. I mean, I enjoyed that scene with her blowing up the car and the aftermath. And then, so much better though was like with her Dan and Lucifer roaming around town and just all the sex jokes, all the sex puns.
Yeah.
She was really enjoying herself.
That was fun. Lucifer being sworn in, so help me, Dad. Oh, man.
That was just weird. Bad. Like, I feel like because the show cut to commercial right then, and then it comes back and everything's normal. I feel like in real time, while we were doing a commercial, what happened afterwards was, what did you say? Nothing. Did you say so help me, Dad? No, I'm sorry. I meant so help me God. So help me God. That's totally what I meant to say. Okay, that's weird, but that would be like a record scratching in a courtroom.
Maze versus the Chinese guy Kang.
Pretty great.
That was kind of awesome and ridiculous.
Oh, both, and kind of dug it. But my favorite part though was at the end she's about to kill him. No, Maze. You know, she says like, "Are you serious?" And he tells her, "Well, I mean, you did get 2 new toys." I love those 2 kids.
So yeah, the meat of the episode though has to be this whatever Chloe is.
Oh yeah, we've been waiting a season and a half for whatever the fuck they're doing now.
I won't lie, I really enjoyed how dark Dan got here with just sicking the mom with that dude. Yeah,
that was interesting. Dan is finally an interesting person. I mean, he's been a little bit better this year because him and Lucifer have been kind of fun a couple times, but it was barring nothing, the most interesting thing he's ever done on the show was sick the Russian mob on that guy.
And, we skipped it in the recap, but it was his fault that she had info against Chloe.
It absolutely is. It definitely is. And he never actually owns up to that. He just takes care of it. He never tells Chloe, does he? I don't remember telling Chloe.
He didn't tell Chloe. I think he told pretty much everybody but Chloe.
Yeah. Yeah. And Maze said it exactly. She said pretty much what I was thinking. Like, she tells Dan, "I didn't know you had it in you." I was thinking the same thing at the time. Like, I didn't know you could be interesting. Cool. Scheduling mom pits. There we go. Now I know what we're doing with your character.
I thought it could be interesting once I saw him doing that improv.
Well, that was entertaining, not necessarily interesting. Oh, by the
I
way,
thought it was pretty interesting.
I meant to mention this last time we saw him, but Boris, Mr. Head in a Box, you remember that was... Did we mention last time that was the second Constantine actor they've used?
No.
That was Chaz.
Oh, was it?
I believe
God,
so.
I didn't even notice. I did not even notice. They are just pounding that right into our heads that we are never
You
getting
are never going to
Constantine
get
back.
Constantine on this show. Look, we're literally going to behead his sidekick. You know, the guy who can't die. Well, can, but takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how much did you like the scene? Lucifer confronts his mom. He turns all devil-eyed. If I swear if you touch her, I will rip, and then she cuts him off.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
I really dug that. Again, it's a show called Lucifer. I really dig it when he gets all wrathy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel bad about that.
I wish we had seen the entire witness scene.
I kind of don't.
When like, I just want to know how that worked in court, other than him just basically charming the judge with his powers.
I know, and the entire jury. And it's like he got a standing applause from like the whole room. It's a funny idea, but I don't really want to see the nuts and bolts of it. Like just doing the little montage of it made more sense to me, because I think if they had tried to sell me on that whole scene and actually do it, it would have fallen on its face.
Mm-hmm. Probably. I'm just saying, it's DC. I'm gonna get the Blu-ray. Just if there was
see if
more
you
to
get
that.
the key witness scene. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and nominate my favorite Lucifer line this episode.
Okay.
An emotional jockstrap to the Decker family jewels.
An emotional jock strap to the Decker family jewels.
Yep.
I can deal with that.
That's pretty great. But to the meat of it, what the hell are we doing with Chloe? I mean, all I saw from the promo that coming up is they are going to explore this in detail.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like their kiss gets interrupted, so I don't think they actually that little cliffhanger kiss thing. I don't think it's going to actually happen just then.
Well, not with Candy Morningstar hanging around,
Right?
In the
Whatever that's going to be.
Future.
Big thing was though, it's somewhere in the promo for the next half of the season they have Chloe with like a nosebleed she can't stop. So I don't know what the interaction is between Lucifer and her. I'm just gonna propose this. Maybe they do finally sleep together, and when they do, Lucifer's weakness transfers to her. When she's around him, she can get hurt.
I mean, I thought she could get hurt anyway.
Well, yeah, but he seems to be way more vulnerable when he's near her, but he's immortal, so you can only really tell when he gets shot. What if it's the other way? If for her, like a simple nosebleed could be like a hemophiliac nightmare if she gets the same problem.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
It's interesting.
Oh, remind me of my Old Testament stuff. But Amenadiel says that he was only ever asked to go bless one couple, and it was Chloe's parents. Wasn't there an Abraham thing that happened?
Well, I mean, the Bible doesn't say anything about Amenadiel.
It doesn't say Amenadiel. I just could have sworn that there was like a blessed couple somewhere in there that I was like, wait, okay, all right. No Abraham in the Lucifer universe. Okay.
You know, and again, to my remembrance, it was more of a God was like, hey, dude, you're going to have a son. And then he was like, yeah, but my wife is old. We're so old. How is that going to work?
He's like,
So
no,
then
bro, I got you.
He slept with his housemaid or whatever, Hagar, and had a son with her. And God was like, dude, that's not cool. That's not what I said.
That's not what I meant, man. Bro, not cool.
So, yeah, as far as I know,
Your
like,
remembrance
he
is
just
much more detailed than
gave
mine.
him a
All I
son.
could recall is like, I could have sworn there was a blessed couple somewhere in that Old Testament.
Right. I mean, all parents are blessed.
Says the man who just spent like 24 hours awake waiting for his nephew.
No, niece.
So,
Or for Boy Meets World fans, niche.
Good.
Niche, whatever.
I hadn't actually I hadn't even asked you what gender it was, so I just took a guess. I was like, I got a 50% chance. I'll go with guy.
I told you.
No, you didn't. I
did,
not
like,
paying attention at all.
A week or two ago. I know. You're like, blah, 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 baby.
Pretty much, yeah.
Um,
Like, let me know when it talks. We'll tell it about Batman.
what's the David Cross line from, I can't remember what comedy special it was, where like he's complaining about all of his friends who are having babies. Like, oh my God, he's holding a grape. He's like, yeah, get back to me when you're 4 years old and you accidentally say something funny.
Yeah, I've never had the like baby bug, so I'm really kind of a guy that's I really like when I look at an infant, I'm like, well, it appears healthy. That's really all I've got. Well, it doesn't seem to need to go to the hospital yet. I believe you're doing a good job. Thank you.
Right.
Now, when will it sleep so we can play video games?
I liked that Chloe stood up for Lucifer.
That was touching. I
got a little teary-eyed.
That was touching. It really, like, it wasn't so much Chloe's speech on that, which was good. It was his reaction. Like, he was absolutely stunned that someone had his back. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, unreservedly had his back. You got to imagine he hasn't experienced that since he was actually in heaven.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did want to say the whole idea of their mom says that God put Chloe in Lucifer's path. As far as I know, this is the first time they've really hinted that God actually might be all-knowing in this universe, and that he has a plan, and that was fun. Like,
well, yeah, like Amenadiel
so far
kind of coming back and saying, like, well, I guess Dad's a lot more like you than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And they've definitely hinted that they've talked about the absence of those characters more than they've talked about that stuff. Like, Amenadiel's whole thing for the last, like, I call it the back half of this first half, has been he just doesn't trust Dad's plan anymore. He always thought there was a plan. And he even has that neat little conversation with Chloe's mom. It's like, well, there's, I thought there was a plan too. And then he looks over at her and, realizes who he's talking to. And they come back. Now, I don't understand how Chloe's the key and what they're supposed to do to turn that key. But I admit I'm curious. So
I'm sure Lucifer knows.
I'll give you a point, show.
I don't know. I'm actually excited they're going to do something.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. They're going to do it slowly.
It's going to be long and drawn out. Yeah.
We're not going to open up like next year and just immediately get to learn what she's doing, and it's just none of that. You're going to wait months for this. But at least that's on their agenda, clearly, for Season 2, is to wrap that story up.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that's all I've got for Lucifer.
That's it. That's all I got. We won't see it again until, and then this is the best guess, January 16, when Gotham comes back too.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to DC On Screen. You can find every episode at dconscreen.com. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. We're a proud member of the Giant Size Team Up Network, giantsizesteamup.com, proud member of the Batman Podcast Network as well. We are going to be coming right back with our big 4-part recap and review.
3 1/4 part.
3 1/4 part recap and review of Invasion. We're going to be talking about Supergirl Medusa next. So until then, keep some DC on your screen.
There you go. You made it, Dave.